everybody. My
Hello.
name's Olivia, and we're here with Ross of Sutherland. Welcome.
It's nice to be here.
We're so honored. Your resume speaks for itself, first of all. Amazing. Continuous work in Canada. You're obviously from here. Do you currently live here right now?
I do. I have got a home in Toronto, and even before when I was living in Los Angeles, I'd find myself coming back to Canada to work. So it's been, I guess I started working about 14 years ago now. Most of my work has been here. And,
So it's been consistent here in Canada. You don't have to fly to LA too often, or?
No. And I love working here. I love the crews, and it feels like home.
And we love having you here.
Well, thank you very much.
Such a great guy. So if there was somebody who could play you in a movie about you, does anybody stand out?
Well, I sure hope they would hire me.
Of course.
Yeah.
But if you had to choose somebody.
If I had to choose somebody else, I never thought about that. Well, actually, being here on the set of Rain, it reminds me of my friend Alan Van Spranger. I wouldn't mind seeing Alan go at an imitation of me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how accurate the portrayal would be, but it would be quite amusing just for my sake.
Yeah, and it's your friend, right? So,
Yeah.
great honor for him. Is there something you want to tell your fans about you that they don't already know? All your fans?
I have no. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to say to my fans if they're out there. If there are
any hidden talents?
hidden talents, you see this little one there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my little secret, and she's not much of a secret.
I love Thomas.
Yes.
So back to who would play you, I guess, in a movie about you.
She probably would. Yeah.
They would obviously have to know French because you're bilingual.
I am bilingual. Yeah. I grew up in France up until the age of 19. My mother was an actress and had her career in France until she stopped acting when she had her first son, my older brother. As kids, we always felt bad that my mother stopped acting, but we'd feel guilty that she'd given something up. But in fact, she'd always correct us that it was her choice, and she wanted to. Her job was going to be a mother, and that was the greatest project she could ever be on. And we were very lucky. My mother was looking for a place to live. My father is quite a successful actor, and we tried living in Los Angeles and in New York, but Los Angeles had too much of the blah blah that comes with Hollywood, justifiably so, but my mother just didn't want us to be a part of that. And New York just wasn't safe enough at the time, so she decided to pack up her bags, and we moved to France.
I've never been, but I'm sure it's beautiful.
It is, it's beautiful.
So how has your French helped you in your acting?
Well, actually, for a very long time, it was the other way around. People didn't really know what to do with me. I always spoke kind of funny, and I still do.
I think it's charming.
Thank you. But when you're first starting out in this business, obviously, if somebody's going to invest any kind of money and trust you in telling a story, then you need to be relatable, and there wasn't really a box that they could fit me in. And luckily, I was stubborn enough to keep at it.
Yeah.
But the beginnings were hard. Yeah.
Is it true that you don't watch your work? I think I watched an interview that.
I don't. No, I don't.
No? Is there a reason?
Yeah, I guess it's mostly superstition. And
you don't think it would help?
I mean, in all reality, it probably would. But as an actor, your talent isn't necessarily to be objective, but to be subjective. And so, to get all that information in front of you, and especially when you're highly self-critical,
yes,
it can become destructive instead of constructive. But I find myself more and more as I've gained experience that I can watch my work, I can watch takes, I can watch dailies, this last film that I did in Laos, it was a very small crew, and we had playback, and I actually surprisingly found myself back there a lot because time was of the essence, and I needed to be able to self-direct myself too. I had a wonderful director on board, but there was so much going on there. And yes, you're right, it was very helpful to see, just to calibrate yourself, and even just the physicality of it. By looking at what the take is, you understand what the cameraman is doing, and I can adapt. And it's all a dance anyway, so.
Well, I'm glad it was a positive experience.
Yeah. I've been having a bunch of positive experiences.
And before I let you go, if there was another job you could do on set, what would it be?
Well, my first job on set was
Boom operator.
boom operator.
Yes.
And I was terrible at it. I was tall, so you would
Very
think
tall.
that it would come in my favor, because the boom in principle has to be above the actor's head. But I kept hitting the microphone against the ceiling.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind another crack at that. I think I've grown up enough that I could treat that job with the respect it deserves. Being a boom operator is just as hard as being a focus puller. You forget that you have to actually know the dialogue.
Yeah, and the strain too on your shoulders, I'm sure.
Well, sure, the physical strain, but you have to know what the frame is, and you have to be able to dance in between actors. So there's a sense of rhythm and also just learning the dialogue, which is a challenge to actors alone. So I'm in great awe of so many of the crew members on the job. It's one of the great joys of being an actor is that you get to participate in something. It's not just you, right, Toots?
And that's also why I'm doing these interviews, just to bring awareness about all the jobs on the set.
Yeah.
So thank
you get to interview crew members too?
Oh yeah,
that's
everybody.
great.
Everybody.
That's lovely, yeah. Yeah, no. Get to lift the veil over the mystery of filmmaking.
Exactly.
Because it's a beautiful, beautiful industry. Anyway,
Thank
ciao,
you.
ciao.
Bye.